Yeah.
All right. Shalom, shalom to all the family. Peace, love, light, and prosperity to those who are tuned in to the live class. And shalom to all those who will be watching the recording. We are now going into the sixth and final class of the program. So congratulations thus far to everybody who has made it um, thus far throughout the course. I do pray that this course has been fruitful for you and that you're able to take this knowledge and increase with it in whatever your endeavor in health is, whether that be, herbs, acupuncture, um, you know, those who use crystal, whatever you use for physical health to really, bring that homeostasis back. I pray the information just gives you a greater insight on what true holistic health is and truly how we're supposed to operate as a people on a microscopic level. Okay, so this class will be focused on herbal combinations and companionship. And it's very important to understand what that is because when you're dealing with herbs, you got to understand, especially if you're giving it to people, whether that be family or friends, their life is at that moment in your hands. And as we went over in the classes before, we went over the diagnostic sheets and how to read those. Because one thing, you got to know what to give somebody, and for you to know what to give them, you have to know exactly what's wrong. And the reality is sometimes because our people who are sick are very miseducated, or they don't get taught by the doctors on what's really going on. They themselves don't know what's going on. So the doctor may say that they're having a constipation, and that's it, but not explaining to them why they got constipation, not explaining to them that their lymphatic system may be stagnant, that their kidneys may be stagnant, that they may have a backed up colon. They're not going into great detail on what's going on. It's literally leaving our people in sickness and dis-ease state. And so as healers, in whatever form that is, you can even be a healer who cooks food, believe it or not. Um, as healers, it's our duty to bring the most optimum, holistic, electrified health to our people. And that does come with education, understanding the body inside and out, understanding herbs inside and out, understanding your cellular structure inside and out, even understanding the psychology of the mind inside and out. And why is that important? Because your mind is what defines your environment. Your environment is what creates your character. Your character is what creates your personality, and your personality is shaped and shaped by the culture that you have designed for it. So it's important that we understand these things. Health is not just about food. Health is about how you're dealing with people, your social life. It's dealing with your spirituality. It's dealing with the psychology of your mind. It's dealing with what you watch, what you eat, who you're around, what relationships do you have, whether that be business friendships, relationships, even parentships. Those things all shape your environment and how you are able to adapt to your environment and be cultivated either in the wrong or right way. So as healers, it's our duty to understand the environment inside and out. So today, like I said, it's the last class, and we will be doing our final exam. So for those who will be watching the recording, and even those who are on the live now, once we get to the exam part, you will have to take the camera, put the camera on so I can see what you're doing, and you also need to have your email up. So y'all, if you're on the live now, you need to have your email up because that's where you're gonna be writing your answers to me. Okay. You're gonna be writing your answers like that to me. So the minute the test is over, you have 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes to send it to me. If you do not send it to me within the 2 to 3 minutes, your test will be disqualified for grading. Just for precautions of not cheating. This is not an open book test. Um, I will give at least 10 minutes though towards the end if you want to go through your notes. But this is not an open book test. And for those who are watching the recording, um, you know, obviously the open book with you having an open book time would not qualify for that because you were not on the actual live class. So you would not be qualified to have an open book. So please make sure that you follow the rules and govern yourselves and do your best. This is not about the crazy thing. This is not about you failing. This is about you learning. And sometimes learning can be you not getting the certain amount of answers correct on the test. And that just kind of shows you that maybe you need to learn how to study more, put more effort into your study, whatever that is. But don't take it as a loss or a failure. Take it as you're going to learn something from whatever the outcome is of this test. So it is a kind of lengthy test, but nonetheless, we're going to get through it. And I pray nothing but abundance of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from here forth out. I pray that y'all go take other people's programs who are wise, who are really doing some true healing in the nation and our people. And I pray that whatever you're doing for the people, not only will it be prosperous in their lives, but it also make your walls prosperous and abundant and expand. So with that being said, let's get to it. And before we actually get to the actual presentation, I really wanted to share this with y'all. I wanted to show y'all really how smart nature is, and that the modern day human mind today has fallen so far from its nature, his nature, her nature, that we don't even realize how to get back in balance with nature or get back in balance with the Most High. And that's simply because we have fallen from our ways. And we've leaned onto our own understanding of what we really believe holistic health is, yet the result is always sickness. So I want to just show y'all how smart nature is and how far we have fallen. And that's, believe it or not, that's mainly in America, because in Africa, they still understand they want to heal, they go to the forest. They want to heal, they go to the jungle and they get what they need. And they take that throughout the day and they get on fruits and vegetables, raw fruits and vegetables. And they may be down for 2 or 3 days and they right back up. But us in America, a lot of us have fallen to the demise of, and this is what real witchcraft is. Real witchcraft is the pharmaceutical companies. That's the real witchcraft. If you look at witchcraft and manipulation by definition, they will fit the description of that. So why am I saying that? Because a lot of us sometimes get spooky on dealing with herbs because whatever history that you may have found, but then you'll turn back and you'll deal with the pharmaceutical company. That makes no sense at all. It makes no sense. And that's due to them causing us to be fearful of our own ways of how we used to heal ourselves and our own practices and our own spiritual rituals and things of that nature, right? But then they tell you to take their medicine, which is far more worse than anything in the world because it's literally killing you slowly. You don't even know it. So we got to get better at understanding what was ours and what was not. And understanding that the creator, above all things, where no matter what culture you in, above all things, he gave us herbs for the healing of the nation. He gave the first man, first woman, a fruit and vegetable, a raw fruit and vegetable, living lifestyle before anything. That's what he gave us first. So we're claiming that we are the sons and daughters of Adam and Eve, or Adam and Hawa. That means that we carry the chromosome, we carry the DNA, we carry the genetic markers of them. Therefore, it will always lead us back to understanding that we, in the beginning, till this moment, should have been on all raw fruit and vegetables. Okay. So with that being said, let me share my screen.
I have a quick question about the test real quick.
Yes.
I'm on my phone and it like kicks me. I don't know how to like make my screen smaller so that I can do other things as well, because every time if I click off of this, it just clicks me out and I have to get back in. So for the test, am I able to, like, if I just write it on a piece of paper and like screenshot it and send it to you separately in the chat maybe?
You got a laptop or a tablet at all?
I'll try to see if I can get on my work computer while I'm
If not, what you can do is go write it on a piece of paper. But this is what I want you to do. I'll give you a little bit extra time to take your answers and still email it to me. So rather than 3 minutes, I'll give you 6 minutes to type everything out and send it to me.
Okay.
All right. So I'm about to share my screen. Let me know when y'all can see me sharing it. Can y'all see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Can y'all see this article?
Yes.
All right, so this is by the National Library of Medicine. This is an article by them. National Center for Biotechnology Information. So this is information that the scientists know. This is information that the scientists understand, right? So this article, I wanted to share this because, for those who believe in the scriptures, those who believe in the Bible, it always tells us to look to nature. Consider the ant, right? Consider the ant. Comparing us to a lion, comparing us to sheep. And I strongly believe a lot of that has to do with the characteristics and nature of that. And so I take that and I say, okay, well, let me look at nature as a whole. What does nature do in these situations? What do nature do in that situation? Especially when it comes to healing. What does nature do? Because before there was pharmaceutical companies, before there was doctors, et cetera, we just had nature as our doctor. You understand? So let's check out what did the animals do? What do the animals do when they get sick? So here we go. It says many animal species have created their own pharmacies from ingredients that commonly occur in nature. Birds, bees, lizards, elephants, and chimpanzees all share a survival trait. They self-medicate. These animals eat things that make them feel better or prevent disease or kill parasites like flatworms or bad bacteria and viruses, or just to aid in digestion. Even creatures with brains the size of pinheads somehow know to ingest what? Certain plants or use them in unusual ways when they need it. Ooh. So now you see right here, you have this monkey, right? And what the description says, in an effort to self-medicate, a bonobo female selects stems of a M. volum plant for stripping. So you see that this monkey right here is obviously going through a sickness. So the first thing that the monkey does is go for the stems of this plant, which the stems is like the nervous system of all the plants. It carries up and down throughout it the nutrition from the root all the way to the leaves. Let's keep going. Anyone who has seen a dog eat grass during a walk has witnessed self-medication. And if you ever had a dog before, you know that if a dog gets sick, he don't want his food no more. He only wants something to drink, which is water, and he only wants grass. Why? Because grass is herbs. So even the dog understands when it gets sick to go to the herbs. The dog probably has an upset stomach or a parasite. The grass helps them vomit up the problem. You see that? Or eliminate it with the feces. So they not only understand to take herbs, but they also understand which herb to take to get a certain activation or reaction through the body. That's deep, y'all. Y'all understand
Yeah, that's crazy.
that? That's deep. So not only they're not just sitting there eating grass in hopes of something. They're understanding that when they eat this grass, it's because it had a certain modality in it, a healing modality in it that will get a certain enzymic reaction in the body so that it can eliminate the sickness or even vomit. So that's why I tell y'all, even when you're going through a healing crisis, part of your healing you may vomit because it has to come out some type of way. You understand?
Yeah.
So these dogs even understand this. So it says the science of animal self-medication is called zoopharmaconoxy, derived from the roots of zoo, which means animal, pharma meaning drugs, nasi meaning knowing. So it said these pretty much it means animals who understand medicine. That's deep. It's not clear how much knowing or learning is involved, but many animals seem to have evolved in an innate ability to detect the therapeutic constituents of plants. Now, this is the problem with these people, right? How are you going to tell an animal, which animals been on this earth longer than humans, that they're evolving to know something when they've never been out of sync. See, that's the problem with mankind, period. Is we want to judge, we want to criticize and think we can position people where they at in life and how they should be, as if we're the oldest creation on earth. And when I say oldest creation, I mean within nature. We know the celestials was created before us. We know the trees was created before us. We know the beasts of the field, the fowls of the air, the insects, the creatures of the water was all created before us, right? So nature was here before man came. Man was the last creation made. Yet man wants to tell nature and creation how it is evolved in understanding plants. Does that make sense to y'all?
Right.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, I'm talking about for them to say that about nature. Does that
No,
make
it
sense?
doesn't make sense. Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense for them to say that. No.
Well, really, we should be the ones who should be the student and learning from nature.
Yep.
But man always thinks he's wisest of them all. Yet we're the only creation on this earth that is out of sync with nature. We're the only creation that is not in alignment with nature. That's why we are the sickest creatures on this earth. And we have the nerve to say that certain animals are going extinct, but when you look at why they're going extinct, guess who's behind the scenes of why they're going extinct? Man. So anytime man has put his hands on something, 9 times out of 10, there's going to be some corruption. 9 times out of 10, there's going to be some corruption. There's going to be some defilement. Because man has not yet come back to his natural Adamic state. He's still in a fallen state, thinking that he can indicate and predict and tell all creation, even to this point, even God, on what to do and how to think. Yet we go in nature. Nature does not have this problem. Nature minds its business and do what it does based upon the circle of life. We are outside the circle. We are outside the tabernacle. Because we choose to kind of always lean on our own understanding and not allowing that which was created before us teach us. So that's something for you to understand. That should be part of y'all studies. As you evolving, start studying nature, everything in nature. How the moon moves the water. How the moon moves a woman's cycle. How the sun moves. How its rays literally implants itself and seeds itself within plants called photosynthesis. Y'all got to start studying nature because that's your teacher. You understand?
Yeah.
All right. So it says,
Sure.
although the evidence is entirely circumstantial, the examples are plentiful. The practice is spreading across the animal kingdom in sometimes surprising ways. So now it goes pretty much into what these animals consume. So we got bears, deer, elk, various carnivores, as well as great apes, are known to consume medicinal plants, apparently to self-medicate. And why am I talking about this? Because even those who eat meat have to understand this. Yes, eating plants, herbs, fruits, nuts, those are the best things for us. But we also got to give those who are having a hard time weaning off or don't want to give up some alternatives. So there's still things that they can even do, even on the acidic mucus forming foods like meat. There's still things that they can do, like take natural herbs and not Tylenol or Benadryl, things of that nature. Go back to nature. So then maybe you can actually have a balanced life of health if you just start including nature in its purest form, at least in your cycle of eating. You know what I'm saying? So we even have to educate our brothers and sisters who consume meat too. Because even if they don't get off of it, there's still some things that they can utilize within their schedule of how they build their own health. So it says this: some lizards are built to respond to a bite by a venomous snake by eating what? A certain root to counter the venom. These animals ain't stupid. Nor did they evolve over time this understanding. They've been knew this understanding. And like I said, if you believe in the scripture, you already see that he already gave in the beginning to the animals herbs for food. We seen that already. So this ain't no new thing that they just learn over time. They've been knew this. They've been knew it. But again, man likes to manipulate all things in his way. And then turn around and say that which is natural is not good. Same thing they did with us when we was in slavery. They really thought they did a justice for us by taking us away from Africa. They thought they actually did a right thing by kidnapping us, enslaving us, doing what they did and taking us away from what they would call the barbarous lands of Africa. When we were the most civil people on this earth, within our environment and our nature. But to them, it was uncivil. To them, we were bush people, all this other stuff. Yet we taught them how to be civil. So I'm saying all this because we got to understand this whole entire thing. And I keep saying it. You have to go back to the ancient way to understand the future. You do. You have to look where you were born from, which is nature, which is the soil, the Adamah, and see what does nature, everything in nature do. Nature not gonna lie to you because nature is in total covenant, uncompromised covenant with the Creator. So you can't tell nature nothing. You can learn from nature. You can sit your butt down in nature and learn. So it says baboons in Ethiopia eat the leaves of a plant to combat the flatworms that cause schistosomiasis. Fruit flies lay eggs in plants containing high ethanol levels when they detect parasitoid wasps, a way of protecting their offspring. Ooh, wee. So you telling me even fruit flies, them fruit flies that be birthed from rotten fruit, know to lay their eggs on a certain plant so the pheromone from that plant would help protect that baby? How many of you knew that you can actually put a certain pheromone of a plant on you and go into nature and you will be disguised as if you're part of nature? And I'll say nature, I mean wildlife. They do this in Africa, specifically Tanzania, amongst the Maasai tribe. I know that for facts. So you see how much nature has to offer us, y'all. Everything we need. You know, you got a wound. There's something in nature that can heal that wound. You got some internal going on. There's something in nature that can help with that. Everything that we need is in nature. Everything. You want some clothes? Go to nature. Find it. Everything is there. So it says, female woolly spider monkeys in Brazil add plants to their diet to increase or decrease their fertility. This is a monkey, y'all. Again, look whose source this is. National Library of Medicine, National Center for Biotechnology Information. This is their information. This is their information. And it's the author right here, Joel Shurkin. Look him up. This is their information, y'all. Let's see what the elephants say. Pregnant elephants in Kenya eat the leaves of some trees to induce delivery. Pregnant lemurs in Madagascar nibble on tamarinds. Y'all know what tamarinds is. And fig leaves. And bark to what? Aid in milk production. Kill parasites and increases the chances of successful birth. And if you know anything about tamarind, it absolutely helps the reproductive organs. Nature knows this. The animals know this. So where is man going wrong? Y'all see that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna read this a little bit more, then we're gonna move on to the PowerPoint. It says the latest example of self-medication among the great apes come from the deepest part of the Congo basin and involves bonobos, sometimes called pygmy chimps. Barbara Fruth and her team from the Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology in Leipzig, including her husband Gottfried Hohmann, have been studying bonobos since 1990. Researchers sit quietly in the forest watching a particular colony of the animals and searching the ground below their living quarters for feces. Science, at its least glamorous, the feces hunt, however, has revealed how the bonobos cope with parasites. Let's see. Let's see. It says one of the plants Fruit saw the bonobos eat was a menophyton fluvian. It's which is a shrub. If you know anything about a shrub, it's like it's like almost the root of a plant. And it says, or sometimes it can be a mushroom as well. It says, used by local humans to make animal traps, sitting in a forest, watching and recording, even counting bites per minute. Fruit and her colleagues saw the bonobos take a leaf or a stem from the fluvian and rest it at flat on their tongues. The animals will layer the leaves on their tongues, produce saliva, fold the leaves back, forming a ball while avoiding their lips. Contact with the skin causes itching and sores. So how did they know this? Ooh-wee. The bonobos eventually swallow without chewing. The researchers saw it happen 56 times, according to the 2013 report in the online American journal Primatology. Come on, y'all. This plant is not, Fruits point out, part of the bonobos' regular diet. They ingested the leaves mostly when the weather was prime for parasites. The practice fits four of Huffman's criteria. The bonobos sleep in the trees and defecate in the morning from their higher perches. The morning after they absorb the leaves swallowing, the researchers collected 694 piles of feces that had dropped onto the ground. Huffman's theory is that the apes use the leaves as sandpaper to score the parasites and speed elimination. The hair on the outside of the leaves are made of rigid silica. The apes eliminate in it 6 hours. Fruit thinks more to it, at least for the bonobos. Her team didn't see elimination speed up. 24 hours later, the apes were still excreting leaves. She thinks of the packet of leaves as a time-release capsule with a medicine as well as scourging effect. It's deep, y'all. So what happened to man? I ain't gonna read the whole thing. So what happened to man? So before we move on, let me stop sharing my screen real quick. Before we move on, what's y'all thoughts on that?
My thoughts on it are that there's definitely a lot we can learn from nature. Um, Even the structure of nature, you know, the earth, you know, can be likened to um, a woman, you know, like the garden, and then the farmer being the husbandry and stuff like that. There's just a lot of deep stuff in there. Um, there's a lot. It's a lot, but yeah, absolutely.
So what you think about the animals, the understanding of how to eat these herbs or when to eat these herbs and what to eat?
Um, that's something that we can definitely learn from the animals is that, especially the part where basically they were here before us, so they had more time with the Most High than we did because we were created on that last like part. So, you know, we had less time with the Most High before we, disobeyed Him, and then, it got separated. You know, so they obviously they're obedient even to natural law. That's something that we can definitely learn.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Y'all, what you think?
I just think it's really interesting that animals know what to do, but we just think that we have to go to the doctor just to make ourselves well, and we have to take some type of medicine that they give us. So, I mean, obviously, this is something that was naturally ingrained in us. So we really just need to get back to that, since we are a part of nature. We are nature as well. So there should be no reason that we shouldn't be able to self medicate ourselves as well if animals can do it.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the key. And this is why it's important to understand what culture you come from, because you got to know how did they do it, how did they heal. Because we clearly know that there's a beginning date on when the Farmer Kid Company, by way of John D. Rockefeller, right, came in and started this company. So there's obviously a date of its beginnings or origins. So now the question always has to be, okay, well, what were they doing before this came? What were they doing before this synthetic medicine hit the scene? Those are questions we got to start asking. And as a healer, you're not only a healer, but you're a researcher too, because you got to research the whole matter, right? You got to understand it, so you know exactly how to fix it. So this is the type of stuff we got to always go back and look at. Consider the ant, O ye sluggard, right? Why we consider sluggards? Because we don't want to do things ourselves. We want people to take care of us. We want to continue to stay on the breast of America or the Babylonian system scattered abroad, rather than going back to our ancient culture and learning how they did it so we can heal ourselves and don't have to worry about no after effects. Don't have to worry about, having to go back to hospital because the medicine that they gave you, although it was for this, now you got an issue with that because this medicine had a certain effect on you. Nah, we talking about true healing, true release from all disease, y'all. So with that being said, let's get it. Let's get to the slide. Ariella, let me know when you can see the presentation. Uh-oh.
I can see it.
I could see it too.
Cool. Here we go. All right, family. Herbal combinations and companionships. This besides understanding the body is the most important thing you can do. Because if you do not know what you're doing, you can kill somebody or you can kill yourself. So it's important that you understand proper herbal combination and companionships. We already went over the ratio, and as I told y'all before, as you get better and as you learn more, your ratio will increase. But for right now, y'all should be practicing the 1-to-5 ratio. The 1-to-5 ratio. So today we're gonna work on herbal companionships and combinations. So let's get it. All right. So instruction for the class for all those who are live: must have pen and notebook at all times. All students must be on time for class. If you miss a class, you will not be allowed an extra class to make up for the missed class. All classes will be recorded and sent via email. There will be a test given before every class, so be sure to study even after the previous class. All questions should be asked at the end of the class for time's sake, unless teacher opens the floor for questions. Unless called upon, please keep video on. All right, so the first thing I wanted to go over, right? In all things, just like sickness, for you to understand the disease, you got to understand the what of the disease, Ariella. For you to
The
understand
function,
disease, you got to understand the what of the disease.
the I don't know. I was thinking the function of the disease, how it works.
Nope.
What?
If
The
you're doing
location?
if you're doing an investigation, first thing you need to know is what happened, right?
Okay, yes.
So when it comes to sickness, you need to understand what was the root cause of the
Hmm.
sickness. So it's the same thing in all things. The foundation is key. Just like in a human body, truly the first brain and foundation is the what, y'all?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
I said, what is the first brain or true foundation of the body?
The gut
The gut. The gut. Where is the umbilical cord plugged into?
into your belly button,
Which is your what? Your
your
gut.
stomach, your gut.
Yeah, your gut. The whole purpose of the umbilical cord is to bring forth what?
Nutrients, energy.
Nutrients. So all the nutrients supposed to lie in your what? Your gut.
Gut.
So you can always tell where a person is on the health tip by looking at their what, y'all? Gut.
Gut health, yeah.
Their gut health, because their gut health will determine everything else, including the brain function. So my point of going to that point is saying it's the same thing when it comes to plants. We got to go to the root of the plant because that's where most of the nutrients is. And some people, if you really look at it, the most I always compared us to plants and leaves, right? When you look at a plant, the root is the most important part of the plant because it holds the most density and nutrients. When it comes to the body, the most important part of the body, because it holds most of the nutrients and health properties, is the gut. When you look at people who into Hinduism and all that type of stuff, right? Who's into uh Eastern philosophies, things of that nature, the root, what they call root chakra, is pointed to the gut. So everything happens at the root. So always understanding the most important thing of all things is a root and foundation. You understand?
Yes.
Don't no different than soil. You can't plant a seed if the soil ain't right. And the soil represents earth, right? No different than a woman who bears a child. Her stomach is like earth. And you gotta treat earth right for earth to treat you right. Would y'all agree with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Same thing when it comes to the root. How you start a thing will determine the outcome of that thing. So going to the point, we're gonna start at the root of the plant. So the root, let's go over the roots rule or role. Plants are like a factory using energy from sunlight to produce sugar in their leaves that provides the carbon backbone for making all the other molecules required for life. Who remembers what that is called? What is that process called?
Photosynthesis.
Good job. Photosynthesis. It is called photosynthesis. In order to build more leaves with their green chlorophyll, plants need to send their roots out into the soil, ooh-wee, to forage for water and mineral nutrients such as nitrogen and phosphorus. As for, is this not funny, y'all? And so it's saying that the plant send a sign or a message to the roots to go search out for food. Go search out for nutrients so that it can help disperse it throughout the whole plant. What does that sound like in the Bible, y'all? It sounds like a Proverbs 31 woman to me. Did she not
Oh,
go
okay.
out and go get the food and bring it back and make sure everybody in the house ate?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
See, when you start understanding nature, agriculture, you will understand the relations of man and woman. You see how we was able to put that together?
Yeah.
You see? So it says these nutrients are required for making proteins. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So now we're showing you that plants do produce proteins and what we're going to call simple amino acids. And one of those proteins is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is used to help fuel the molecular energy system in the form of adenosine triphosphate, ATP, right? Also, DNA itself requires phosphorus. Do we not know that? So you see, when you start to get down to the molecular structure of the human and seeing what it needs and seeing what has the highest vitality of phosphorus or ATP or calcium or potassium or iron phosphate, you're always going to get back led to plants. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm going to read that again. It says, these nutrients are required for making proteins like chlorophyll to fuel, and fuel is nothing but energy, right? The molecular energy system in the form of adenosine triphosphate, which is very, very important for the human body, ATP. Also, DNA itself, your DNA structure, deoxyribonucleic acid, your information, right? Remember, we said your DNA is your information, it's your memory bank. Your memory bank, your information also requires phosphorus. Once a new leaf is built, water from the soil is taken up by the roots and eventually evaporates into the leaves. Essentially, the whole plant is acting like a straw, with the tips of the roots taking up water from the soil. So the root is almost as if it's the placenta of the plant. Does that make sense? If you actually look at the roots, the roots of a plant and how they expand, and then look at the placenta, it looks like the same thing. Y'all got that?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Now, going back to the importance of the roots. First, they provide the anchor needed to keep a plant in place. More importantly, roots are the lifeline of a plant, taking up air, water, and nutrients from the soil and making them up into the leaves where they can interact with sunlight to produce something called sugar. So we see plants naturally create sugars. You don't need to have synthetic sugars or processed sugars like cane sugar. You can get your sugars from your plants, and your plant's always going to put it in the fruit that it bears. Okay? Because this is also where you get your flavors, and this is also where you get your energy for the plant. So we can clearly see the most important part of the plant is what, Ariella?
The roots.
The root. And usually the root is the bitterest part of the plant. Why? Because it has most of the nutrients, the minerals from the earth in it. So by the time you get to a stem or a bud or a flower or a leaf, it may taste a little bit better to the tablets because it's not engulfed and absorbing all the nutrients like the root. You understand? So
Yeah.
it's important to understand this because anytime it comes to chronic disease and healing, if you want not necessarily a fast track, but you want a very effective healing, I'm talking about when you really want to pull and estrange and tug at them cells and them organs and pull out that toxins and then that plaque and all those things, I will always tell you to use roots. Use your roots. Use your roots because that's what's going to have a lot of the iron phosphate in it, the ATP in it, the chlorophyll, the potassium, the calcium, because it's connected with Mama Earth directly. So if somebody having a chronic disease like stage 2 cancer, stage 3 cancer, things of that sort, I'm going to give them an herbal compound that's mostly built around roots. Now I'm going to explain more of that as far as how to really combine. But on a simple level, on a basic level, if you want to see something effective and you want to see some movement going throughout the body and elimination, you're going to get roots or barks. Mainly roots, though. Y'all got that?
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep going. Next, we have our leaves. Leaves provide food and air to help a plant stay healthy and grow. So this is where you will get a lot of your vital minerals from, or your vital nutrients from. It's from your leaves of the plants, like your soursop leaves, your neem leaf. What else? You have your rosemary leaves or your stems. You have what else do you have? Or some other herbs we could think of. You have your red clover buds, right? You have your blue lotus flower. These all carry a vitality to it that brings the minerals that you need on a daily basis. Does that make sense? So yeah, you can have leaves when you heal because some leaves are more powerful than others and they carry a certain constituent that can go in companion with the roots. But when it comes to chronic disease and really trying to purge, roots is the key. When you want to bring vitality and just true balance to your levels of health, then you go with your leaves. So you gotta understand, certain herbs you don't have to take every day. You don't have to take every herb every day. And eventually you should actually be working to not have to take herbs. Because remember, herbs is for the healing. We want to get healed. So we won't no longer need the herbs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, tell me if I'm going too fast. Y'all good?
Yeah.
Okay. It says leaves provide food and air to help the plant stay healthy and grow. Through photosynthesis, like we went through, leaves turn light energy into food. So we can see that the leaves carry a lot of the what, y'all?
The nutrients
The nutrients, I would say the energy.
or the energy. Okay.
It carries a lot of the energy because it is closer to the sun than the root. So it carries a lot of the energy. Okay, so that means that these will be like moringa leaf as well. This will be good for vitality and energy. You see that? It'll be good for energy. So this is how you can start creating your vital minerals. Most of the vital mineral in my vital mineral, I'm using leaves or seaweeds because they grow closest to the sun. I mean, they're going to have the most energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
And not only are they going to have the most energy, but let's keep reading. It says through pores or stomata, leaves breathe in carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen. So they not only are helping with vitality, but they're also helping oxygenate the what, y'all?
The
They can help
plant.
The s-
oxygenate what in the body?
The
cells.
root.
The cell. The
Okay,
cell.
that's a good answer.
Absolutely. Next. It says plants and flowers oxygenate the air, boosting brain cells. So now we can see when it comes to the healing of the brain and the brain dealing with the nervous system and the cerebellum, we should be using what? We should be using what, y'all?
Can you repeat what you asked?
I said, you see that plants and flowers, right? Plants is like your leaves, your stems, your buds, flowers, oxygenate the air. So what these type of parts of the plant help produce is boosting brain cells, which improves memory, clarity, and concentration. So we can see that these parts of the plants, like the leaves, like the buds, like the flowers, they are good for what?
The brain.
Your brain.
The brain. What's the best herb to use when it comes to helping with memory and brain function? Anybody guess?
Um, I want to say the lotus. I
Lotus is
don't know.
actually very good for memory. It's actually a psychedelic. It is good. But what? Name one more common, because a lot of people don't know about the blue lotus flower. So that's good that you know that. It's good. But what's another one that is most common amongst the people? Think about all your regular herbs that you use when you season your food. A lot of people use this on lamb during Passover.
Is it like basil or parsley?
Basil is good, but I was shooting more for rosemary leaf.
Rosemary.
Okay,
Okay.
rosemary. Okay.
Rosemary leaf is a very, very great herb when it comes to brain function and vitality.
That's wonderful. I have rosemary growing outside.
You go. Anytime you
It
about to
needs
get to
to be
work,
trimmed,
mhm,
so you know.
anytime you about to get to work, just go ahead, eat a few rosemary leaves. I guarantee you gonna have a great session of study, great session of business.
Ooh, okay.
So it said this plant of flower can be a boost for those with dementia. Here we go. Other memory impairments. Think of plants and flowers as what? Superfoods for this brain cells. So let's go over this. When we talk about chronic diseases and purging, I'm going to use roots. When we talking about cellular oxygen to the cells, brain function, and a balanced flow, I'm going to use leaves, buds, and flowers, especially when it comes to the brain, because there's certain constituents within those certain herbs that helps oxygenate the brain and even flush out the lymphatic system of the brain. I'm going to use leaves, plants, and buds. Y'all got that?
Yeah. So, so when you said that, I know you didn't say this, but when you said that, I heard glymphatic system.
Yeah. So
So, because I was wondering where I could learn about that, but it really, honestly, I just got an answer right there looking at nature.
the glymphatic system pretty much is the sewage system of the brain. There's not too many people who talk about it. I first actually learned about the glymphatic system through one of my teachers, Yaki Hickman. He actually the first person I heard mention anything about the glymphatic system, and I started studying it. And pretty much it is it's the lymphatic system of the brain. So it's called the glymphatic system. Just how you spell lymphatic system, just put a G in front of it, and it's glymphatic system. And it helps cleanse out and keep the brain balanced. But sometimes it gets clogged up too. That's why you may have dementia, or you may have something called glaucoma. All the mucus coming that's behind the irises, where you're blind and you really can't see, is because you have a backed up lymphatic system in the brain.
Can you name some herbs? Well, for that, it'd be like the plants and flowers that we're talking about right now, right? It would be those kinds of herbs,
So
right?
like rosemary leaf would be good. Elderflower would be good as well. Soursop leaves, excellent. Now, for me personally, I will always throw a root in there just to make sure we can get some good cleansing. So yellow dot root, guaco leaf, moringa leaf. So that was just a few for you.
Thank you.
All right, let's keep going. So now I want to show y'all the processing. Y'all see the plant?
Yes.
All right. So starting at the root, we see the root down here where it says storage, absorption, and synthesis. Now I want to share something I learned with y'all that help heighten my understanding how plants work. Now, I know for the last few years I've learned and was taught that depending on the season, like for example, when it's winter or when it's winter, was it winter? Winter, fall, and spring, most of the nutrients will be in the roots because those are kind of like cooler seasons. You understand? They're cooler seasons, so a lot of the nutrients gonna be held at the root, so they won't dry out. Does that make sense? It's no
Yeah.
different. It's no different than, not to get so personal, but it's no different than when it's cold outside. I don't know if y'all have ever done this as a youngling, but the hottest parts of the body when it's cold is usually in the reproductive areas. So like when we was older, we was taught by the older men, the OGs, to put your hands on a man's testicles. That's how you can warm your hands up or warm yourself up when it's cold. Same thing for a woman as well, putting that in that area because that's what they would call your root chakra. That's where the root of the body is, that area, your gut in that area. So they would say put it in that area so you can warm up. But that same thing applies for the plant. When it's cold outside or it's chilly, all the nutrients goes back to the root. When it's hot, it will get dispersed to the stems and the leaves. So we see right here, we see that where all the absorption happens is at the root, no different than the digestive system of the body. And this absorption is absorbing water and minerals. And then you have something called synthesis. So this is where your simple amino acids will lie. This is where the hormones of the plant will be stored. This is the storage, no different than the gut, y'all. Then you have the stem. Y'all can see the stem right here. This is what you call the nervous system of the plant. The stem is the nervous system of the plant. This is what is going to help transport the nutrients and water throughout the leaves. And once it gets to the leaves, it goes through its storage as well and absorption as well. And the amino acid structures and sugars are dispersed throughout the plant by way of photosynthesis. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Ariel, you sound unsure.
I am unsure.
What you unsure about?
I'm just I don't know. It's kind of a lot of information um with the plants because they're very similar but they're kind of different, you know,
What you mean different
um
from what?
from us, from the human body.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when we talk about cells and systems and even organs and things like that, I'm just looking at the plant and seeing the similarities. But I guess what I'm just trying to say is it's going to take me a minute to fully understand. Just new information.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it does take time. It does take time. You know, but when you start seeing why we were compared to the plants, it'll start making sense. Of course, there's different things like nitrogen's a lot of nitrogen in plants that obviously we can't consume within ourselves, right? But there's a lot of similarities, but then there's some things that are slightly different. Okay.
Mhm.
So once you learn that, or you get a better grasp of that, it start making sense. I'm just showing y'all the processing, and this same processing that the plant goes through is with us too. Once we go through our what indigestion, ingestion, and we go through our digestion, right, and we go through our utilization and absorption. All that is going where? To the gut.
Mhm.
It is dispersed by way of your red blood cells to the other cells to deliver nutrients. No different than the stem, what we call
Mhm.
stem cells. Does that make sense? And
Yeah.
those will be dispersed to some it's called leaves on the plant, but to us it would be called arms. This is where our strength is coming from. It's being dispersed throughout the whole body. That make a little better sense?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. All right, so how plants get water and nutrients? Plant Plants absorb nutrients and water through their roots, but photosynthesis is the process by which plants create their fuel. Fuel is what? Energy. Energy is vibration. Vibration is light. So they're able to produce and create light. And this light occurs in the leaves. Therefore, plants need to get fluids and nutrients from the ground up through their stems to their parts that are above the ground level. So you see, every part of the plant is important. That's why when you go to most grocery stores, for the most part, when it comes to vegetables, they're selling you plants. They're selling you like the leaves, like spinach, like kale, cabbage. They're selling you the vital nutrients part. You don't really see them selling you the purgatories like the roots, because they understand that the leaves are going to carry most of the light codes, carry most of the energy and frequency and energy. And that's what you need to fuel the body. This is about energy being fueled by, everything is fueled by energy. My laptop is fueled by energy. My phone is fueled by energy. Cars is fueled by energy. The whole entire universe, the planet is fueled by nothing but energy. So why are we being taught to go to the middleman of energy when we have direct access to the root of that energy? So when we start, like, look, if we just keep it simple, we keep it very simple and look at the purpose of eating. Look at the function and purpose of the body. It would be so simple to say, you know what, I can clearly see by way of what we need for the body, how we need it, and how we can function. Fruits, vegetables, and nuts, and even certain beans is clearly the best thing for us. Because anything else would be pleasure eating. Anything else would be pleasure eating. That's just a fact. You're pleasure eating. So we got to start looking at ourselves and our food differently. Like I told y'all before, when you pick that fork up, you either choosing life or you choosing death. This is what it is. Let's keep going. All right. So the leaves of plants are also contain veins through which the nutrients or hormones travel to reach the cells through the leaf. Veins are easy to see. Some leaves, a maple tree for instance, in some plants the veins are hard to see, but they're in there. Sap is a mix of water and minerals that move throughout the exhalum. The carbohydrates move through the phloem. There are several different modes of transportation through the exhalum and phloem. The main function is to keep all cells of the plant hydrated, and nourished. What does that sound like in the body, Yalina? The purpose is to keep them hydrated and nourished. What does that sound like? What cells in the body does that sound like?
The red blood cells.
Good job. So now, do we see the same function in plants?
Yes.
By way of the exhalum and phloem. The cell, these are the cells of the plant. So watch this, y'all. It says inside the cells of the root, here's the deeper part. Inside the cell of the root, there is a higher concentration of minerals than there is in the soil surrounding the plant. This creates root pressure, which forces water up out of the root through the exhalum as more water and minerals are pulled into the root from the soil. This force results in guttation, which is the formation of tiny droplets on the end of leaves or grass early in the morning. And if you ever went outside early and looked at the grass and you knew it did not rain last night, and you asked yourself, man, why is the grass wet? It's because the grass, the plants are pulling the water from the soil to the top. So by the time the sun comes, it can absorb that water properly throughout the plant, producing more energetic forces. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Are you talking about the dew? We're talking about dew, right?
You talking about the dew, yes.
Okay. I've always wondered that. Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah, we are talking about the dew. Let's keep going. All right. So now now that we have a better understanding of plants, right? We talked about the root, we talked about the stem, we talked about the leaves, the bud, the flowers. Now, it says the purpose of herbal combination is to bring together roots, stems, leaves, buds, and flowers that a companionship and union together for the focused cleansing, washing, revitalizing, and restoring the body's cells, organs, and stems to achieve the goal of homeostasis. And remember, I talked about this whole thing is not only about energy, but it's about hydration, being hydrated on a cellular level. It says when combining herbs, one of the focuses should be to make sure that the herbs don't cancel each other out. So proper ratio is very important, especially when giving herbs to the clients. Always keep in mind, the bitter the herbs, the more potent the herbs. I'll say it again, the bitter the herbs, the more potent the herbs. The more potent the herbal combination is, the more powerful the cleanse is. I'm gonna ask y'all again, if you want to really start hitting hard cleansing, what part of the plant should you use?
The root.
The root. If you want vitality and nourishment and oxygen to the cell, you should use what part?
The leaves.
There we go. Good job. It says the key to combining herbs is understanding their function. I'm going to say it again. The key to combining herbs is understanding their function. Roots should be with roots, berries should be with berries, stems should be with stems, leaves should be with leaves, buds should be with buds. Does this have to always be the case? No, but you must know the constituents and function of each herb because the wrong herb combination can cause major issues, even death. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So it says roots carry most of the revitalized nutrients and astringents. I'm supposed to say astringents. I'm sorry, astringencies. Leaves and buds carry most of the oxygenated and calming constituents. Forms of herbal combining. So there's multiple ways that you can do herbal combinations. You have teas, you have tinctures, you have saws, which saws like this oily substance you can make them in. Extract the herbs and make that. You have capsules and you have gels. These are the 5 ways that you can actually create herbal compounds. Let's keep going. Y'all got that?
Yes.
All right. So now, here's one of the herbal compounds I wanted to give y'all. This specific one purifies the blood. Now, one may ask, well, you just said roots with roots, stem with stem, leaf with leaves, etc., etc., berries with berries. But see here, I know what I'm doing at this point. So I understand the ratio and the purpose. So now, one may say, okay, well, if that's the case, why did you choose these herbs? Because these herbs are antioxidant. They help oxygenate the cells and help the pH balance of the blood stay clean. Does that make sense?
Yes. It
So
says
bird eye,
5.
huh?
It says 5 herbs, but I only see 4 herbs.
That's a mistake. I'm sorry. That definitely is a mistake.
Oh. Okay. So so it was 4 herbs.
Hmm.
Okay.
So write these herbs down. And another purpose of that is it helps actually binds and removes toxins, heavy metals, purge parasites and bad bacteria. Like I told y'all before, it helps balance the pH level of the blood, which is an alkaline level, 7.35 to 7.45. Also helps keeps the cells healthy by oxygenating, and then also helps reproduce red blood cells so that they can bring vitality to the other cells. They also all are diuretics. Y'all know what a diuretic is?
It deals something with water. Does it hold the water or
It actually
It
helps.
would release it,
Yeah, it
release?
helps release. Helps
release
release
in the
urine.
kidneys and whatnot.
Because the purpose of urinating is to do what?
Get
Release
eliminate,
toxins.
right?
Sorry.
Say it one more time.
Is it to eliminate waste?
Yep. To eliminate waste, but what type of waste? Let's see. Remember,
Create, creatinine.
creatine. Yeah.
Creatine?
Oh, I was gonna
It
say
also
something like radioactive waste, but not radioactive. It's something else.
is metabolic waste.
Yeah, that.
That's the waste that sits on top of the cells. You see that? That's the waste that sits on top of the cells that your lymph nodes go to get and help release. So it helps as a diet. These herbs help as a diuretic, and these are also blood thinners too. All right, let's keep going. Next, five. And I guess I messed up on this too. I said five, but it's four. So four herbs that remove parasites. Purpose of cleanse. All these herbs carry antibacterial and anti-parasitic properties. This is why I chose these herbs. You see that? So when dealing with it, if you're not gonna go with the basic foundational format of roots with roots, leaves with leaves, stem with stems, berries with berries, this is where you need to start looking at the properties in these plants. Look at the properties in these plants. So these specific herbs right here all have antibacterial and anti-parasitic properties. So I combine these herbs because these herbs, from my understanding, and my experience with doing it, is the best herbs to combine for removing and eliminating a mature parasite. Does that make sense? That makes sense, y'all?
Hmm.
Yes.
Man, the whole slide done got messed up. Not only does it say five, but it done made herbs spell something else. Mm-mm-mm. I know somebody gonna look at this like, man, he's over here teaching, man, writing illiterate. But y'all, sometimes what the computer do, man, 'cause I know for a fact I spell herbs, so sometimes they try to autocorrect you even into stupidity. So it is what it is. Y'all understand though. Y'all understand. So especially with like somebody with like herpes, y'all, that type of parasite, it hates oregano, especially the oil. Because remember, where does the parasite attach itself to?
The spinal cord.
The spinal cord. So anytime somebody has herpes, um, we tell them to put oregano leaf on the spinal cord at least 3 times a day because it'll help that parasite detach from that spinal cord, and then we can purge it correctly. Does that make sense?
Is that all
Yes.
parasites or just that one?
Most parasites attach to the spinal cord. Actually, all of them are attached to the spinal cord.
Well, I guess what I was actually talking about was the oregano part. You said that herpes specifically hates. oregano
We
oil, but I
usually
guess
use
it's really for all of them.
herpes. We know for a fact that we're dealing with a parasite, and that parasite is usually like to attach to the spinal cord. So we tell our clients obviously to take the herbal compound, but put 3 times a day oregano oil on the spinal cord.
Right.
Mm. Y'all got that? So I
Yeah.
gave y'all two herbal compounds y'all can start using. Y'all got
Are
that?
these are these good for like kids too? Like, do you change up
The
like how
dosages
much you
would
would give
change.
a child?
Yeah, you would still give them the herbs, but the dosages would change.
So we would find that in like the herbal like encyclopedias where it tells you how to combine
Yep.
herbs and stuff like that, right?
Yep. Y'all got all these down?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So now that is the end of the slide. Before we move on to the test, is there any questions? Stop sharing my screen real quick. Is there any questions?
Um, no, not as far as that. The-
Will there be an opportunity for retakes?
I was wondering that too. Just only because since I started the class late, I was doing a lot of trying to catch up with everybody else to where you're. I still kind of want to take the test though, just to see like where I'm at so far. But I feel like I'm gonna need a retake. Because out of all those class, it was a lot of information, very good information, but a lot to put in the couple of weeks that I had. And I'm a big note taker, so I watched the class a couple of times. I have tons of notes.
Yeah. And remember, this is not about failing. This is about just seeing where you at and learning a lesson in that. You know what I'm saying? So don't take it so hard. You know, you test yourself out. We recording the class, so y'all will have a chance to retake. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. And then also, Yalena, I extend the offer to you as well. If you want to go further in your studies, I do personal classes, or
Okay.
study sessions. You can
Yeah,
just, huh?
I will be reaching out to you because I definitely want to go further.
Okay, okay. And yeah, if anybody else, once you get through the course, if y'all would like personal sessions, a scheduled class session, one-on-one session, you can just go to the website. Matter of fact, while we right here, let me see if I can put the banner up. You can go to the website right there, and you can. What you will pretty much do is I'm gonna make a different section for class. Like if you want to do a one-on-one sessions, but for right now, until we get that section up, you can just do your booking, um, like a consultation, schedule a consultation. Now, I will be honest, the price will be different for actual one-on-one classes because that right there it's a different type of setting and it's a different type of energy I have to bring to that. So and I like to do my preparation. So I mean I gotta take time away from something to do that. So that class will be different. Okay. So with that being said, let's start the test.
And I just want to put a disclaimer. I breastfeed, so I'm breast. Of course, she's hungry right now. Perfect timing. So I'm
So
gonna try to keep up with the test.
it's all good. So right now it's 2:30. I'm gonna set my alarm for 30 minutes for the test. 30 minutes. It's 33 questions.
Okay, wait. So as for the camera thing, my camera's not working, but I'm gonna try to do that, but it's gonna kick me off. So I'll
I
be right
mean,
back.
don't worry about it. Just
Don't worry about it.
just have your email up and just make sure y'all send it to me, okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. I'm about to share my screen. Boom. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna go over the rules. Can y'all see the exam?
Yes,
Why is it so small right now?
it is pretty small. Yeah.
I just got kicked off.
Yeah, it's really small.
I'm about to pull it up now. Welcome to the call, Nay Nay.
Hey, peace and light. I had to come. I clicked on the wrong link, StreamYard link. That's why I said end it. So I had to come in here and get the link. Sorry I'm late. Peace and love, everyone.
Peace and love. The test is just starting.
Okay.
Let me see. Hold on. That. Open.
And we got 30 minutes, he said, once he starts.
I'm
Okay.
actually give y'all 35 minutes. Give
Okay.
y'all 35 minutes. Again, time to pull it up. Oh, there we go. Can y'all see that?
Yeah, that's much better.
Just came on. No.
Yeah, it's got like a bunch of boxes at the same time.
Can y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna go over the rules first. So this is the final exam. Again, I want to say congratulations to everybody who stuck it through, who learned and got a lot of valuable information. I pray whatever sector of healing that the Creator has given you to be a light to the world, that this information was valuable and can be added to you. And can't wait to see where you all are at in a year, 6 months, 2 years from now, with what you had. Like I said, continue to grow, continue to increase, continue to take more classes so that you continue to excel. Even myself, I still take classes. I still, study, watch videos because I'm constantly learning this. In this life of healing, you never can stop learning. You know what I'm saying? So y'all continue to learn, continue to grow. And you never know. You may step into another field of healing that you didn't even see possible for yourself. That's how many different ways of healing that the Creator has created for us. So that's my prayer for you all. So here we go. All answers will need to be emailed to edenic.experiencellc@gmail.com. You are not allowed to have notes out while taking the test. You will have 3 minutes to answer each question before moving on to the next. All students that receive 90% and above will receive a free product gift. As soon as and the reason I did that because I know Nate gonna say something to me about it, but I didn't have enough time. I ain't had the right space to create the certificates like I wanted to. So y'all forgive me for that, please. So I understand
I'm
that.
gonna kick your butt because you could have asked me to help. I would have.
That was all in her voice too. She was
I
like,
know,
I could
that's
help
what I'm
you.
saying. I'll put this disclaimer out there first. I know Nate gonna say something. Let me put it out there first.
So used to doing everything by yourself, won't even ask nobody. You need to stop.
But look, I'm gonna make sure Nate gonna help me out getting it done next time. So I got you. I promise. So y'all forget. Matter of fact, maybe what I'll do, is just once I really get back, I'll get with Nate and we'll get it together for everybody. So y'all still get a certificate. Would that work for y'all?
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
I
All
think
right.
I was
Hmm?
gonna say I think I need to get on my computer real quick because I can't zoom on this phone.
All right. How long you need?
I'm just about to grab my computer. I'll be back in like a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So it
I
says
wasn't
this.
able to get my computer up and going. It's moving really, really slow. But I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just write it out, and when I'm done, I'm gonna just take a picture, email it to you real quick, just so you know that I finished it, and then retype it and send it.
That works. That works. All right. So it says this. You will have 3 minutes to answer each question before moving on to the next. All students that receive 90% and above will receive a free gift, free product gift. As soon as the test is over, emails of answers must be sent. If not sent within 3 minutes, it will be an automatic fail. Be sure to support and promote the class via social media that all may have access to the course. Please and thank you. And you will have access to all previous classes. All I ask you all to do is this. Please do not share the content, because like it took time, for me to really put it together. Also for y'all paid y'all good hard-earned money to take this class. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make sure that we all continue to support one another. Everybody understand that? Everybody
Yes.
understand? In agreement?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see. Is Nate back on yet? She not. So I'm gonna just wait till she get back on first before we move on. So let me stop sharing my screen real quick. For those watching recording, please excuse us. We just waiting for the next student so we can start all together. So I guess, while we waiting for Nate, y'all want to go over y'all notes real quick. Y'all got time. So I'm gonna give her 2 minutes. Oh, there she is. I ain't got time no more.
I'm back.
Dang.
Hey, hey, Nate, I just told them. I said they want to look over their notes till they get back. This the time to do it. So y'all got till she get back, and lo and behold, you pop right up.
Y'all
You
want me to
move.
leave
You
real
move
quick?
too fast. You move too fast.
Y'all want me to leave real quick?
Nah, uh.
No, no, no.
All right, y'all. So here we go. Nate, I'm gonna go over the rules real quick where we stopped off for you, so you understand.
Okay.
So we will start right here as soon. So it says as soon as the test is over, email of all your answers must be sent. If not sent within 3 minutes, it will be an automatic fail. Be sure to support and promote the class via social media that all may have access to the course. I'm asking everybody. I am going to give you access to all the previous classes, so you'll have it forever. Want to download it, you can have it on your computer wherever you need to have it. But all I ask is please do not share the content as you paid your hard-earned money. And I put the time and effort into it. Shoot, there's some money in certain areas as well. Let's make sure that we all support one another. We all cool with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So this is how this is gonna go. Y'all see the 3 questions right here?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna put a time on it. So that means, I remember I said it's 3 minutes for each question. So that means for this section right here, you're gonna have 9 minutes. Once you see me start scrolling, that'll tell you that the 9 minutes is up.
Wait, okay, so how are we answering? We just writing it in the chat or
So what? Oh, you didn't. I thought you heard that part. So what you want to do is pull up your email,
okay.
and you're gonna write that, and you're gonna put my obviously my information right here in your email, and you're gonna write the answers in the email, and you want to make sure you number them.
Okay.
So
Adina.
by the time
Okay.
it's done, you just send out. You just press send.
You don't went too fast. I'm trying. Okay, I got the email.
My bad.
It's all good. Okay. Okay, the first three questions.
You good?
Yup.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, start. Actually, pause real quick. I want to make sure I put my screen on mute real quick so y'all know. Give y'all opportunity. All right, so I'm about to put my on mute. Once you see the screen, I'm gonna restart the time. Y'all can go. 3, 2, 1.
Um, uh-oh.
Just want to check real quick. Is any of y'all still on 1, 2, or 3? I know some people move quick.
I'm done.
I'm
All right,
done.
yeah.
I'm done.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I know some people move quick, so I don't want to keep y'all on there if y'all done.
Wait, is it finished?
I don't know what just happened. Hold on. My fault, y'all. They just kicked us out. Let me stop the time real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, y'all can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I got y'all. Where everybody at right now? What question?
I was on number 11. I'm going to number 12.
Ariella? Y'all lean where y'all at?
I had to come back to number 11.
Y'all lean?
So I'm done with the rest.
Yeah, I'm caught up.
Let me go ahead and scoot up. All right, so y'all can see my screen still?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, I'm about to mute it again. Put it back up. Once you see all the questions up, that's when I'll start the time. 3, 2.
I have a question. Is 15 a typo?
Yep, I fixed it. My bad. That's what happens when you do things in the morning.
Is there any way we could go back to 24? Where is showing 24? Thank you. I'm good now.
All right, y'all. This is the last 10 minutes. I'm gonna actually give y'all 12 more minutes. It's open book now. Open book. Okay. Once you see the screen up, you can go ahead, open your notes. I'm about to go back on mute.
Can you tell me what question number 19 was again?
You got 12 minutes. Once the screen go back up, 12 minutes. What happened? That number 19 was what happens when the body's self-defense system goes down. What happens when the body's self-defense system goes down with question 19? I got 12 minutes, open book. Y'all can take your notes out. 3, 2, go.
Could you go back to question 23? Okay, gotcha.
Afterwards, can you do question 19? Because I missed that one.
$4 minutes, y'all. 4 minutes. All right, family. That's it. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. I'm gonna put the timer on. Give everybody a chance to send off the email. Rather than 3 minutes, I'll give y'all 5 just to make sure y'all good. Y'all got 5 minutes to send me the email. And after that, actually, I'm sorry, before y'all do that, one last question. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
This is the last question that y'all need to include in the email. Here's the last question. Write a review on how the course was and what you enjoyed most about it. Once you write your answer, say tell me tell me your name and say you finished. I can't see y'all, so just tell me your name and you finish once you're done. Once you say you're done, that's when the timer will start when you need to send me your email. Okay.
Will you just repeat the last question again?
Which one?
The last one, about how the class was. It was just that, right?
Oh, okay. So the last question is write a review on how the course was and what you enjoyed most about it.
Ariella is finished.
All right. So your time has started to send the email off. Okay. So I've received 2 emails thus far. Nay, I'm just waiting on yours. Oh, now matter of fact, I got yours, Nay. I got yours. All right, so y'all give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes, kind of decompress, and then I'm gonna do some questions for y'all. So 2 minutes. All right, y'all. So we're about to stop the live. I definitely want to say thank you to everybody who has taken the course, who has been a part of the course, who has learned, who has given some input, some constructive criticism where we can improve. I pray that you all continue to support us as we, continue to excel and ascend to higher heights of understanding, bringing better classes, better courses, better tests, and truly greater healers within this world. So appreciate y'all again. Make sure y'all send your email for your answers and tests, even for those who are doing recording. I will be expecting for you all to send the email. And I do know if you watch the class, because it does show me who watched the class. So y'all make sure y'all send y'all emails, okay? So I love y'all, spirit and in truth. And y'all stay tuned for better and greater. Again, thank you all for taking the holistic health course. This is our first program, and we have many, many more to come. So with that, we say peace, love, light, and prosperity. For those still on the live, stay on.